Here we are, a band of storytellers, brand builders, and restless creatives, driven by a love for craftsmanship and obsessed with work that leaves a mark.
This is what you want your coffee to taste like.
We believe brands aren't just logos, they're lived experiences. So we're hitting the streets of Nashville to find the art, creativity, and business that's shaping culture from the ground up.
It smells so good in here.
Field Trip is an invitation to experience brands the way they're meant to be. We're here for the bold, the intentional, the unforgettable. This is Field Trip. Right here on Broadway, but a world away from Broadway. One Garage lives in the tension between visibility and privacy. Welcome to One Garage, Nashville's most unexpected workplace. This is a clubhouse for the curious, a space where founders, thinkers, and makers come to do work. No cubicles, no corporate buzzwords, just handcrafted, curated for conversations, and a culture that values presence over pretense. This isn't the tourist Nashville.
Space. Welcome to One Garage.
Yes. Do these doors open?
Yeah, these doors open. The center door is open, allowing us to have the entire building connected. So you have Lola's food and beverage partner on this side of the wall, fully public all day long, European cafe. We found a guy from Asbury Park, New Jersey, Scotty.
Let's go.
Been in business, as the story goes. And this guy had an apartment across the street from Lola's of Asbury Park, and for years was just like, dude, this would do so well down in Nashville. I think the community would love it. Selfishly, I think he just wanted really good gelato in Nashville, which was maybe missing a little bit from the community. So it started with the gelato. When I was talking to the guys about coming out here and doing some sort of community hub that catered to the automotive and motorcycle communities at the ground floor.
Yeah.
The idea was really to incorporate coffee into that. I know cars and coffees have exploded in popularity over the past, let's call it the past decade or so, right? Mm-hmm. But coffee is such an integral part of that morning meditation when you get up early, get your motorcycle, get in your car, and either it's the first thing you do, maybe you have a coffee before you even leave, you're a two coffee sort of person. I'm not that person, but I have friends who are, you're that person.
A place where car culture collides with cafe culture, where the lines between machine, music, and meaning begin to blur. This isn't just a place if you love cars, it's a place where creatives gather to recharge and connect. And so when you guys moved into this space, how much of this existed the way that it is?
None of it.
So
this was completely empty, scary looking, vacant for a long time, former automotive shop.
Okay.
It originated as a tire shop from what we know, talking to people who are in the area who are familiar with this building. It's a pre-war building, late 1930s. There was another
building.
Did
you guys gut it and just clean it out?
It was already gutted.
It was already, so nothing was in here?
It was already gutted for us, nothing was in here.
Here in the heart of One Garage, we feel immediately that this is more than a display of cars. It's a social sanctuary. By day, it's a creative hub. By night, an intimate lounge. This space invites curiosity, it sparks conversation. Yeah, some of these pieces you can obviously tell are not even just it almost feels like they were intentionally crafted one-off, finding them at vintage markets or resale, not buying all of them brand new. It almost gives some of them that worn-in feel already.
Yeah.
And you wanted that, or?
Absolutely. There's very little that's brand new in here.
Okay.
And that's by design. I mean, obviously there are pieces that are.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we try to incorporate things that already have a little bit of character. Mm-hmm. Leather to me already looks better worn in.
Yeah.
You don't want to start from scratch. So hunting for those right pieces that have that character without being absolutely thrashed is important.
Yeah. So how did you guys do that? Was that you just kind of a team of people, just kind of
primarily myself and my co-founder, Zachary Shunk.
Just getting on Facebook Market, just looking.
The absolute Facebook Marketplace wizard, Zachary. I learned a lot. I didn't spend as much time on Facebook Marketplace. I was always a little bit of a Craigslist car hunter, for sure.
Each detail is a character in a larger narrative, not merely objects, but embodiments of design, of sound, and of motion, and of taste. And if you wander next door, you'll experience Lola's European Cafe, tucked into what once was the office of that old tire shop. Natural light pours in through windows, the aroma of fresh coffee, pastries, and even house-made gelato hits the air. This is the neighborhood heart of One Garage.
Okay, pick one, tell me why it's in the space, walk me through it.
Okay.
I'm one of those guys that's like, I have the appreciation and the visual aesthetic I love.
Yeah.
But the details, the way that you obsess about that stuff is not something I've been around much. So I'd love to hear that. Pick one and point us in the direction.
Okay. All right, we'll go with the BMW. We'll go with the Airhead. Friend growing up whose dad had an Airhead.
That's the model of the motorcycle.
Well, you just refer to them nickname.
Okay.
They're air cooled, like old air cooled Porsches. It's just purity. There's something about the way these bikes ride. With you got the heads out and everything, so your pistons are going side to side, so you have like a shake to the bike, and it's like, we call it boxer twitch.
Okay.
So if you're unfamiliar with these bikes, and even if you're like a veteran motorcyclist and you haven't ridden one before, you get on, you twist the throttle a little bit, the bike kind of like shakes side to side a little bit. You get used to it.
Feels iconic.
Yeah.
Like when you look at this motorcycle versus some of that, I mean, the Honda over there also looks iconic, but this is what I imagine, like, I think in the movie Curious Case of Benjamin Button, Brad Pitt riding one of these or something like that.
I think he's on an Indian in that movie.
I love that you even know it.
I think he's on an Indian.
Like, I know
might
he's
be
on.
a Triumph. Now I'm trying to remember. I know in the Bob Dylan.
I love that you know that you're like, no, I think it's, but it has that iconic.
But yes, I mean, look.
So my question here is, this is not an auto piece. This is a functioning motorcycle.
No, this is a functioning. I take this thing out pretty regularly.
Which I think is the part of the thing about One Garage. It's like, these cars are not just art pieces that you go on some vintage market. You're like, wow, this would look cool in here. You're like, no. Like, we obsess about this stuff, and the stuff we have in here actually works.
One Garage calls themselves the house of style and machines, bridging the mechanical to the meaningful. They celebrate craftsmanship, embrace originality, and cherish authenticity. The journey isn't about scrolling through life, but actively engaging with tangible touch points and the people who make our pursuits possible.
This car is like showroom floor perfect.
What is it? If someone has ventured into this world or has never ventured into this world, and they hear, I went to Monterey Car Week, why are you going? Like, what is that?
There's a lot of different reasons to go.
Okay.
When I was younger, early on in my career, I just wanted to go to see cars that I had never seen, even living in LA. And I mean, you are very spoiled in LA, in Southern California in general, being able to go to Cars and Coffees and see things that are in museums elsewhere in the world. But during Monterey Car Week, what it has grown into, like a lot of things, largely fueled by social media and just ease of exposure and information about cars, new and classics. It attracts people from all corners of the car world, and whether that's people who are just interested in the design, interested in the drive, interested in just taking photos of the cars, interested in painting cars, drawing cars. You see people with like easels set up on the lawn at like Pebble Beach Concord, painting the scene.
Wow.
You just don't see that.
It's really a place where people obsess about that commonality of cars and
for sure.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I can appreciate it all, but
love it, man.
It's the drive.
Yeah,
for me in the end.
You're in the dreams that start light and deep.
The intention with this space really was to be a community hub in Nashville, and cars and motorcycles have been a community that I've been involved in to some degree for my whole life. I've made a lot of friends through, the online era mixing with the offline era. I'm right on that edge of one foot in the analog world, one foot in the digital world. So when I moved out to Los Angeles, I didn't know anybody. I had been in the skateboarding community, snowboarding community for a long time, and always made friends through those things because it's a common denominator that if you're carrying a skateboard, even in like a foreign country where I've had this happen, somebody you'll have that commonality of something that you love, and you can talk to them about, hey, where do I get something good to eat? What's a bar to go to? I mean, honestly, we've really leaned into letting the community tell us what they want out of this space. Certainly, you can come in here and you can put headphones on, open the laptop, and you can be very effective. You can get work done, but you're going to have a conversation you didn't expect to, like when you come in the door here.
They want to curate meaningful conversations and connections with those who agree that the best things in life are a little bit dangerous, yet always approachable. This haven for enthusiasts invites curiosity, sparks conversation, and creates memorable moments.